y'all, welcome back to another video today. So today we will be making some vegan ribs. And listen, I have seen this recipe a multitude of places and I have a taste for some ribs. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. The recipes that I saw, they actually included the Beyond Meat ground beef, which I do not eat, but you know, it's totally up to you if you do eat that, but that's something that I do not eat. So I decided to do this recipe without the Beyond Meat, just totally with jackfruit. So let's get into it and get this started. Before we do get started, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you have tried vegan ribs before, if it's something that you will try. Let me know down in the comments. So we're going to start off by putting some vegetable stock into a pot. I am adding it with some water. You can use just the vegetable stock if you like, but I decided to go ahead and add mine with some water. Next, we're going to go ahead and open up our jackfruit and give it a good rinse. Make sure to rinse it off very, very well. I am using 2 cans of jackfruit. We're going to go ahead and add the jackfruit to the vegetable stock and water. We're also going to drop in a couple of bay leaves and put a top on it and let it boil for about 30 minutes. Next, into a bowl, we're going to go ahead and add our dry ingredients. Today, I will be using some almond flour, nutritional yeast. I'll also be using some smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and some barbecue seasoning and giving it a good mix. Now, if you do have vital wheat gluten, I would definitely recommend using that instead of the almond flour, but I couldn't find any, y'all, in my local store, which is so crazy to me, but it's okay. So I decided to get the almond flour and just like I said, give it a good mix to make sure to get those seasonings incorporated into the flour. After about 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and remove the jackfruit from the water and go ahead and put it into a bowl, and we're going to chop it finely. Now, y'all, what I did not do before I boiled the jackfruit is remove the seeds. That is very optional. You can remove the seeds if you like. I started to see some very big seeds, so I did kind of remove some of those while I was chopping up the jackfruit. Like I said, it's totally up to you because they do soften and you are able to smush them in as well, but I don't know. It was just so big, I just decided to go ahead and remove them. So I'm just giving, like I said, the jackfruit a good chop and removing those seeds. Once I have the jackfruit chopped down to my liking, I'm going to go ahead and season it as well. So I'm using the same seasonings. I'm going to use the barbecue seasoning, the onion powder, garlic powder. I am going to use some yellow mustard. I'm also going to be using some liquid smoke and liquid aminos. Once that's been added, we're going to go ahead and add the dry mix into the jackfruit and give it a good stir to kind of form like this doughy like texture. But you want to make sure that all of the dry ingredients are mixed well into that jackfruit. Next, I am going to pour it. I am just using some parchment paper and saran wrap down on my counter because if you're not new here, then you already know I do not like just putting meat just on the naked counter. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and shape it up. We're shaping it to the shape of kind of like a slab of ribs so we can go ahead and cut them into slices. So as you can see, I'm just using my hand and I'm still picking out seeds, y'all. Like I said, this is totally optional because the seeds do become soft, but we're just gonna shape it up to, like I said, the slab of ribs and go ahead and slice them up into slices. Next, we're going to drizzle in some olive oil into a pan and go ahead and fry those slices on both sides until they're golden brown. Now, what I want to do next is go ahead and slide over and create the barbecue sauce that we'll be using today. So I am using some Sweet Baby Ray's, just regular barbecue sauce, and I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of butter and also some agave and give it a good mix, because this is going to make the honey barbecue sauce without the honey. So we're going to pour the barbecue sauce down onto some parchment paper. Now this parchment paper is on a pan, on your baking sheet, whatever you want to use, your baking dish, whatever you're going to use to bake the ribs in, because we're going to pop them into the oven. So I'm just spreading that barbecue sauce all over the parchment paper, and then we're going to add the slices of ribs, aka jackfruit, onto the barbecue sauce, and then we're going to put more barbecue sauce on top. Now you want to be careful while you are maneuvering these, because they will kind of fall apart, especially if you're using almond flour, because like I said, it makes them a little bit softer. That Vital Wheat gluten is going to give them more like a doughy texture, so it will kind of stick together a little bit easier. But if you are using the almond flour, like I said, just be careful when you are maneuvering them so that they can stay into the shape and the length that you cut them out to be. This is what they look like before the oven, but we're gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven on 400 for about 30 minutes. And after about 30 minutes, this is how they should look. Listen, oh my God. Yeah, don't they look just like ribs? Looks so good. The parchment paper is a little burnt, but it's okay. It makes the ribs ooey and gooey and sticky. I actually made mine with some homemade mac and cheese and some asparagus. You guys, this was so freaking good. You must try it. Make sure to thumbs up this video. Let me know down below if you're gonna try this again, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.